The speaker triangle is a great way to use up some of your nervous energy. It also signals different segments to your speech. For instance, the introduction begins in the center of the stage. When moving on to your first main point, you'll walk to the right. When you begin your second main point, you'll move to the center, and then move to the far left for your third main point. Your conclusion will bring you back to the center of the stage. So here you are in the middle of the stage, and you finished your introduction. You will now walk over to the right or the left, depending on what's easier for you, for your first main point. Using transitional statements, you'll move on to your second main point, where you're back at the center of the stage. And then when you move on to your third main point, you move to the far end of the room or stage. When it comes time for your conclusion, you'll move back again to the center of the stage, where you'll deliver your entire conclusion for your speech. So when you begin your speech in the center of the stage, in front of your audience, once you've finished your conclusion, you will walk to your first main point. While you are walking, you should be talking. This is when you're going to use your transitional statements. So when we move to the second main point, we could say something along the lines of, now that I've discussed some of the problems, let's focus on the causes. And then stop in the center of the stage and articulate your main point number 2. Once finished with that, another transitional statement could be, now let's look at some simple solutions to our problem. What I want you to understand is that when you walk, you must be speaking. Don't walk to, again, here's the conclusion, we'll walk to the center of the stage and then start your review statement for your conclusion.
My grandparents are avid anglers. They love to fish for salmon, trout, but most of all, they love catfish. When I was younger, they would take me all over California to their favorite fishing spots. My grandfather had a knack for knowing which lakes were recently stocked with his favorite fish, and he was always eager to get me up early and out on the lake. I worry though that today those same fishing spots I won't be able to share with future generations. A study done by Columbia University is projecting that California is entering a mega drought, something we haven't seen in over 1,200 years according to the Yerponi Daily News from April 21, 2020. Today, I will argue that as we experience more frequent and extreme drought conditions, the California water supply should be a top concern for the state and its citizens. I will prove this with 3 points. First, we'll discuss the problem, then the cause, and finally the solution. To start, let's talk about a couple of problems that the California water supply is impacting. We'll discuss the effect on farmers and then the environment. So the first problem we'll discuss are with farmers. Next, let's talk about a couple of factors that are impacting the water supply here in California.
If you're left-handed, sometimes it's more comfortable to start your first main point on your left side. But regardless of what side you begin on, the introduction, second main point, and conclusion are all done from the center stage. So please be sure to watch the speech example. I have a link posted on the home page in Canvas.